Yo, so Apple is planning on redesigning its entire home infrastructure. Let me explain. Well, first, let me slow down and say not the entire home infrastructure, but basically they're planning on redesigning how the home screen looks, right? So the home screen of Apple hasn't really changed since iOS 6, since the change from iOS 6 to iOS 7, sorry. So ever since that change happened, the home screen was never really touched from there. I say never really touched because it has been touched, just not to the point where it's like a noticeable big difference. The only touches that they do to the home screen would be basically like changing the color or making it a darker shade or adding new customization features or basically adding new ways to drag around your icons through your home screen. But they never really changed how the home screen looked and how the home screen felt, except for the haptic feedback and the haptic touch thingies, but that was only added after iPhone 13, and that's more of like a phone feature more than a home software feature, right? So Apple has never really changed this up until now. With the brand new iOS 19 leaks, we have seen that the iPhone is planning on changing its home screen icons from the classic square that we all know and love to a circle. I know that may not sound like a big change, but trust me, it is. Because circles are like squares but like without the, okay, fine, I'm just messing with you. So it doesn't sound like a big mass change when you just think about it. Oh my gosh, it's going from a square to a circle. But the way this has the iPhone community twisted is hilarious, because one half of the iPhone community thinks that this is a great idea. It'll add something new, something fresh, something different to look at when you pick up your phone every day, you know? While the other half of the community wants things to stay the way they are. They think that this is terrible and that iPhone should not implement this feature. And if they were to implement this feature, they believe that it should be implemented with a toggle feature where they should give us the choice if you want to turn it off or on or anything of that sort, right? This was like the large feature that they added not so long ago, where they gave us the option to make our icons larger than they are, and then it takes away the words, like, you know, and just make the icon bigger and fit larger into the screen. I think that like looks nice. It looks simple. It looks clean. It declusters your home feed. While other people think it looks ridiculous, the apps are too big, and you don't know what app you're using. But I feel like that's just a lazy excuse. Because if it's your phone, I understand if you're picking up somebody else's phone, and then it's like that. So you won't be able to tell which icon or which app this is. But if it's your own phone, which typically 100% of the time they are doing it for your own phone, you should have no problem whatsoever getting around, because you know what app this is because you're the one who downloaded it, and you know what apps you want to use because you use them on a daily. You know what kind of icon they have representing them. It may be a bit more complicated when it comes to apps like BitLife or those other apps which are constantly updating how their icons look. But for more of the classic apps like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter X, same thing, WhatsApp, YouTube, those type of apps, TikTok, those type of apps don't change how their home icon looks. They've forever been like that. And okay, I don't want to say it will forever be like that because, you know, the future's not set in stone, but I don't think it's changing anytime soon. But back to the topic that I'm on. So typically when Apple makes such changes, it leaves the community in a split, right? So with the large icon feature, they gave us the option to turn that off and on. It wasn't forced upon to us. But with the iOS 19 thing, it seems like it may happen the same way it happened with our gallery, where we update to iOS 19 and all of a sudden our apps are around, we are not given the option to make them round. Same way our gallery was automatically changed and we are not given the option to change it ourselves, or we're not given the option to keep it the way it was, because this new gallery is so trash. I've been using it for like since the update that came with it, and I still think that it's so trash. Even though I know how to use it now, I still prefer the old one to it, right? But back to what I'm saying, so iOS 19 plans on adding that circle thingy. So tell me which half of the community you're on. Are you on the side that thinks that this is a great idea, Apple should implement it, add a new fresh look to the home screen since iOS 7, or are you on the side that thinks that this is a terrible idea and this should not be implemented? And if it were to be implemented, it should be implemented with on and off, because you are going to keep it off and only turn it on just to see, oh, okay, sharp, and then turn it back off. Personally, I'm on the side that thinks that they should add this, something fresh, something clean, something new to the iPhone, you know? But Again, comment down below what you think. Comment down below on your thoughts about this whole iOS 19 changing the home screen factor. Oh, and another thing about iOS 19 that iOS 19 will also be bringing is they're gonna add like a change to the camera. Well, basically, not really gonna change the camera, how it shoots. Basically, how the camera layout is designed. Let me explain. So iOS 19 plans on removing all these buttons that you see as soon as you open your camera and adding them into like a little section that is not typically on your screen until you go press a part of your screen that will make that section pop out, and then you have all your sorts of arrays and buttons and things that you can press, like your cinematic and your movies and your pivots and all those type of things, right? So basically that's the update coming to the camera. Not really much happening to the camera. It will still pretty much function the same, except for a different look to it. But when I saw the videos about how the camera is gonna look, I feel like there's really no need for iPhone users to complain about this one. It's a nice simple update and it should function properly. If they don't change anything too major and just change how it looks, it should still function like a proper iPhone camera functions. So we don't have time, we won't need to like struggle adjusting. So I feel like Apple should take longer designing the update so that they can make each update feel more fresh. Like one update can come with multiple things than them dropping multiple updates that come with minor features that we barely even use. Like again, there are updates that come with good features, like the big large icon update. But then there are other updates that come with basically no features, like the new you can change your wallpaper from the home screen update. Like sure, that made it like easier, and that's not a bad feature. I'm not complaining about the feature. I'm just complaining that you can't drop a whole update and then that's all you give us. That's all you give us, along with some bug fixes, yes, but like you can't drop a whole update and that's all you give us. Oh, and in case you were wondering, before I forget to mention this part, iOS 19 will be available on all iOS 18 compatible devices. So in other words, it will be available from iPhone X and above. If you are using anything below an iPhone X, then you are sadly upgraded. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace out.